Hello everyone and welcome to the beautiful Cheshire Oaks Fisheries on, there's more lakes here now folks, we are on the Match Lake and we're going to be doing another in one on our crash courses, and today's crash course is all about sneaking a little bit of ground bait in and fishing a big standout bait over the top. It's one of my, I want to say, when the weather gets nice and the fish want to be in that nice shallowish water, so we're talking 2 foot and less, it's one of the best ways of targeting carp in particular, but even F1s. Well, all fish will get into that depth of water. The main thing that I want to get across today though is how we've got to sneak the bait in. That's going to be flipping annoying because of the wind, but it is what it is. It'd be interesting for you to see, obviously, because we're fishing at distance. It's like 14.5 metres over there, but also what kind of rigs we use. Yeah, gone are, I'm going to say, the light sort of stringy out rigs. We want to be quite positive. Even though we can't get to the bare banking because it's a bit overgrown, the fact that we've got a real steep slope does help us out and allows us to fish a more positive rig. So what we're going to do first, let's talk through rigs first then, and then we'll go on to onto the bait. So rigs wise, now it's mainly carps in here, but as I said, there's everything else in. There's F1s, there's poppadoms, there's tents, there's the odd barbelin, things like that, but mainly carps. Now what I want when I hook them in that shallow water is for them to kick up a bit of fuss so that my bait in turn just sort of dissolves into the water, because I'm using ground bait. I'm not got any particles in. I'm just using the ground bait to draw the fish in with a big standout bait, so that's physically the only thing they can eat. I love fishing like this. So when I hook into them, the bait goes everywhere, dissolves, and that's why ground bait's the one. And that's why I think a 13's Jura is probably the best all-round elastic for, certainly for these styles of fisheries, where it's a little bit deeper down the middle. It's 5 foot down the middle, but it shallows up to like inches across. It just allows you to play the fish out a lot better than if you was to use a heavier elastic. Chances are that you could pull out of them, things like that. But obviously with the fact that there's F1s in as well and skimmers and that, I don't want to go overly heavy. So that's why I've gone for a 13's Jura. Lines, I'm on 0.18 now folks, and I'll stay on 0.18 until we get to the back end of September, something like that. 0.18 AccuPower is the one, or even 0.20 when it gets a little bit warmer and the fish get like a bit more angular. I made a mistake of shortening the line up a little bit too much, because when it started it was a bit calm and now that flipping wind's got up, so it is a bit short. That we're probably on 14 inches. I wish I'd have left it at like 20 inches and I'd have put another back shot on just to hold it in place a little bit better, but we'll get away with it folks, I'm sure we will. So as always, 2 number 8 back shots. Now I've got these a little bit closer to the float, which will allow me to have a little bit more line over the top. Normally I have them a little bit further away. Float wise, so what you've got to consider on these kind of waters, yeah, it's mainly carp we're after, but obviously there's F1s in as well. So I don't want to go on with traditional, you know, sort of carp shallow floats or like the muddy style floats. Yeah, 414s or 0.4s, real big pronounced sort of rugby shaped body and a thick bristle. I still want to have that degree of finesse there, you know, because the bites are like little tiny bites, especially while we're fishing over depth, which we'll talk through in a sec. So 1.5mm bristle. So I've only got a 412s F1 shallow float on there. It's perfect in the shape that it's you know, nice and slight with a bit of a rugby ball shape going on, so you can hold back against it. Yeah, so it's not going to get wafted around. There's no toe over there anyway, so it's not going to get wafted around. And it is exactly 18 inches, but bearing in mind the slope is like that. I come back sort of like a couple of inches and it's up there somewhere. I go forward a couple of inches and we're down there. So make sure on these kind of venues folks that being on your markers is absolutely everything. As it is, I've plumbed up so that we're sort of like there, so we've got a good 3 inches over depth. Now that's very important. Just talk you through this shot in first and I'll get the actual rig out. So we've got a string of 6 number 9s shots there, so really positive. As soon as a fish comes into that bait, sucks that bait in, you're going to see a little dink. It won't necessarily take your float under, it'll be a little fast dink or it'll be slow. Now the way I've got this set, and what you've got to do obviously on steep snake lakes on this, is have a little bit more line on the bottom than what you'd need, so that's why you'll get these slow bites. Now traditionally with these slow bites, if your float just moves out to the side, that's normally a line bite, but on these kind of venues, give them a little lift and the fish will be on. So basically I'm just going to hook that out of there. Hook length wise, we've got a 4-inch to a size 16 GPMB, and it is 0.14. I'm just going to put, I'll talk you through baits in a sec, but I'm basically just going to show you how by using a bigger hook bait as an anchor point, so if Jakey can get in on that, so obviously if I was plumbing up to dead depth, yeah, and the fish is coming in, up ends and it touches it, as I've taught you through before, but basically what I want is my shots into the bank like that, so we're like 3 inches over depth, so when a fish up ends, turns, eats that bait, that's it, it's on. Don't feel any resistance whatsoever, and it still carries on, you know, trying to find more bait there, and that's why you get them slow bites, as that fish is moving around. It's just registering on these shots, that's why you get them slow bites. Or you could get, if I was a fish, I'd come in, nail it in a lot, and I'd doink, it'd be straight on. So that is the rig, nice and simple, but you've got to make sure you're fishing it right, if that makes sense. So we'll have that back up there, and then bait wise, flipping heck, I am obsessed, folks, with our new meaty mussel ground bait. I absolutely adore it. Again, with it being in the Super Cush range, it's so easy to mix. It's pretty much one tub of ground bait. So all I've done here, I'll show you the ground bait in a sec. One completely level fill pint tub of ground bait, and then the rim on the outside of this, which is an actual pint, that's where I fill the water up to, put it in a bucket, leave it. Leave it sort of 20 minutes, half an hour, put it through a riddle. You can do a 3mm riddle of this, there's no big particles or anything like that, but you get that lovely sort of, well, meaty, muscly smell. You get the, obviously we all know how popular at the minute mussels gone. Mussels, the craze for mussels is just like destroying venues up and down the country. So bringing this out, it's flipping, the fish are on it. They absolutely adore it. So that's what we've got for our feed, no particles in, and that's what you get after. So from a pint of ground bait to like near enough 3 pints of ground bait, you know, a big bag like that will do you at least sort of 5 or 6 sessions. It's flipping amazing. And you can, again, you can make a ball like that if you wanted to, but it'll break up in a oneer. Now, the worst thing I could do would be make a ball over there, because it's just going to roll down the slope. It will break up. So what I'm going to do is put it loose into a pot, sneak it in if I can with this wind, and then just fish a big standout bait over the top, which in this case is, got the Pro Expanders. I have done some 4mm, but it's mainly be 6mm that I'll use today. Just simply because they stand out over that ground bait. So 6mm Pro Expanders, put them in some water, leave them, or how I like to pair them is put them in a little placky bag, a little tiny bit of water on them, put them in the fridge, get them out in your session in the morning, open them up, and what I do like to do, as you all know, folks, is colour them. So I've got some bloodworm on some, and I've just got some natural ones on others. So I'll show you them. Them are the ones straight out of the tub. You getting on them, Jakey? You see there's a few 4mm in there, but I'm interested in the 6mm ones. Absolutely perfect. They stay on lovely. And then we've got some bloodworm ones there as well, just as a bit of a colour. You know how massive I am for coloured baits, folks. I think it does make a big difference. You know, rather than the norm, just a natural baits, if you can colour something, it just grabs the fish's attention, and that's what we're all about. So that's a hook bait, that's the bait. The other thing is the size of the pot, because yeah, there's F1s in, but because we're after the carp, really, just go straight for your big toss pot. I'm not calling you a big toss pot, Jake, I do apologise. Just go straight for your largest pot, and then even larger than that potentially, because there's not a load of food content in that ground bait. They're searching for your bait, but it draws the fish in, and obviously once you've hooked one, that scent goes into the water, and then obviously you're setting the trap again and the fish come into it. It's a fabulous way of fishing. The most important thing though, when you're doing the ground bait with the big pots, just cut the little holes out the side, and that's it. We are good to go. We're on it, Jakey. We're doing it. I've been given the nod of approval, folks. We are doing it in one. So I'll just put that pot on. It has been slipping around, so I'll put a bit of tape on it, because it's been twisting around my pole top, folks, and we didn't want that. So we are 3 inches over depth on that. I'm going to start off with a normal expander or a natural expander. So right through the middle, and then just roll that on. You getting on that, Jakey? Yeah, roll that on. And the beauty of the Pro Expanders is, you know, we don't really striking too hard. A few little lifts on that bait is going to stay on. Lovely. It's not going to come off or anything like that. And then we'll just load that pot up. So overfill, light press down, shut that lid. The most important thing when it is a little bit cloudy, just make sure that your ground bait is covered up, and then we'll ship out. So that wind's got up a little bit, but it is what it is, folks. We don't always have the best conditions. I'm going to ship across. I've got my marker. I've got a little sort of like, it's in the shape of a strawberry, the leaf that I'm going for. That's my marker, and I know when my pole comes to the back of my elbow, I am on the right line there. So I'm going to try and get this in as accurate as possible. See, it's just blowing around a little bit, but that'll do. There we go. Come back a little bit, lift my float up and into it. There. And now we're just waiting for them nice little slow bites, fast bites. See, there's one there straight away. Now what you've got to imagine is how steep that slope is. If I miss a fish and I have a bow wave or a swale or whatever, I'm going to come back instantly and feed again. It's just creeping through a little bit. So I wish I'd have left that line a little bit longer, but it is what it is. The fact that I'm fishing over depth, it's not going to be moving too much down on the bottom end, so we should be all right. If I do miss a bite or, you know, I need to lay that rig in again, what I'll do, I'll come back slightly, lay the rig in and shove it back up the slope. I don't want to just drop it back down and, you know, lay it in left or right. You've got to come back and lay that rig in properly. Now I'm not going to leave this too long either. 3 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, and I'll come back and feed again. There's something there, little tiny linery thing there. Oh, don't want that. Right, I'm going to set that again, just because that moved out of position. So this is what I mean. So come back slightly and shove it back up that slope and onto our marker. There we go, that's better. Then we'll wait. We've got probably a minute left on that before, well, maybe a little bit longer, before I'll come back and feed again. That's perfect. If I go a little tiny bit further over, you see me bristle. My bristle will just... That was a little dink then. I had a little dink then, so I'm going to come back and feed it. I think it was only a small fish, but you can see, if Jakey's still on that camera over there, you can see like the water's like been disturbed, as if there's a bit of a swirl there. So we'll come back and feed it again. I can't stress the importance of that, folks, yeah? If I was to just leave that rig there, I'm not going to say you won't get a bite. You might get a bite, but there's far more chance of you getting a bite if you come back, set the trap again so that your hook bait is over your feed. So we'll do that. You don't have to worry about, you know, drawing too many fish in. It's not going to happen. That pellet's still on, so I'll just make sure that's all right. We hook that a little bit deeper, and then go back in with that ground bait again. We'll catch one this time. That's literally like in a wanna of that bite straight away. It doesn't take long to attract fish in. It really doesn't. Not in that shallow water where they want to be for this time of year. You know, they're not. I'm not going to say they won't be in the deeper water, but they're not really that interested. They want to be where it's a little bit warmer, just where they feel a bit more confident, rather than being in that colder, deeper water. So again, get on your marker. You can see there's like it's colouring the water up there. That's better. And then just lift that up and in. Oh yeah, there we go, If I can hold that still there, that's gonna go, come on. If that float would stick up a little bit more, I know that obviously I'm too much over depth, but it's still alright, that, I'll get away with that. It's the only trouble on these kind of venues where, you know, a lot of the fish live across, that wind can be a nightmare. Come on. If it's too bad, obviously lengthening your line, pull up to float is the one. Just going on that. I mean, fishing quite, as I said, quite a bit. Oh, that was a little dink there. Fishing quite a bit over depth, which is good. But, oh, see what I mean? Little dink. So we've had a bow wave off that then. So what I'm going to do, again, come back and feed that again. So important, folks, to do that. Little carp, but we had, as I said, it looked like a proper bite, that. That was a little dink, it looked like a proper bite. I'm gonna change colour, I'm gonna put a red one on, folks. I'm gonna go for 6mm bloodworm one. How can it fail? Can't fail, can it? Not a chance. So you have to be like, important it is to come back and set that trap again. Yeah, really important. I mean, it probably wouldn't matter as much on days like this when you're on your own, you know, sort of pleasure fishing, but match conditions, you've got to keep that bait going in. Go on the bloodworm pellet. Just something a little bit different that stands out. Right, let's get in on that again. That's it, I just want to sneak it in as light as possible. Just draw my float just the other side of it. There we go. Oh. So he's not spooked off. You see what I'm doing? I'm bringing that back and then pushing it back up the slope a little bit. There we go. He was on it straight away, him. Just going to move up that slope a little bit just to get a bit more bristle. Come on. There we go. Top set. Come on. Something there. It's just moving out a little too much to the left for me, that. Oh, there we go. Yep, so you saw that. That's probably that same fish that was there before. Yeah, obviously knew there was something there, knew that ground bait was there, and he just picked that pellet out. How much quicker is that? Told you about the coloured pellets, folks, before, haven't I? What a difference it makes. Now, obviously, you could get away with bigger hooks as well, certainly on the size of the bait we're on, because it's quite a big bait at 6mm. But because the pellets are so soft, you saw that strike. It wasn't a big strike. It was only like a little lift through that bait. You can get away with the 16s, and the reason I like to have 16s is if I want to change to a 4mm for any reason, you know, if it's smaller fish or there's more F1s there, then I can do. Trouble with a 4mm on like on a 14s hook, it just doesn't look proper. Ugh, go on the populace. Beautiful. Oh, he's and that's the thing about Cheshire Oaks Fisheries, folks. The fish are absolutely immaculate. They've not changed. I mean, we've been coming here, flipping out. When we've been coming here, probably 8 or 9 years, haven't we, Jakey? And they've not changed at all. I'll show you this one. Absolutely stunning. Just get me hook out of there. Look at that for a popular. Let me bring her this way around. Look at it. Beautiful. Sort of 2.5, 3 pounds, something like that. Beautiful fishes. So we'll have another go on that. But bearing in mind, obviously, we've had that nice and quick. Make sure, come back, check your rig, obviously. No slamming it or anything, the shots aren't moving, and we're straight back in business again. So, we'll have another 6mm pellet on, another bloodworm one. We'll fill that up again. It's just a case of keeping it going, and exactly the same thing as what we're doing over there. Get it done down the edges as well, folks. As long as you can get into sort of like cover, against the banking on these kind of rigs, you'll not have a problem at all. Yeah, I don't like using them sort of spready out rigs when we're fishing like this. So you know over there that ground bait's all been washed out. So when I put this ground bait in again now, I'm fishing sort of clean every time, if you like. You're setting the trap clean every single time. So let's whizzle that round, getting on my marker. Oh yeah, that's gone in a bit better. Draw that up and in. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Here we go, and just wait for them little. This is how you saw that bite. It was only a little and dinky. Nothing much to it. But I think it's the fact that there's no physical bait they can eat there other than your hook bait, and that's why it's so good and so efficient. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, blooming heck, I stuck too hard then. What if I blooming told you all about striking too hard? Oh, I stuck too hard then. That's my worst thing, that is. Like when you see the likes of Bagger and Jamie fishing like expanders at distance, it's just like a little, you know what I mean? Like a little, I can't do that, folks. I've tried to sort of force myself to do it, but never materialises. I've never been good. I like setting the hook. Well, sometimes I can, but other times I can't. So I'll have another go. Even though I've not had one spook off or anything like that, I could probably just come back in a one, put a bait on and go straight across. I'm still going to feed it again. It's still early days. It's only our 4th feed. We still need to keep that bait going in. Right, so come on, we'll get him this time. Oh, just got a bit giddy. Twist that round. Oh, it's a bit windy now, folks, but I want to be as accurate as I can with that ground bait. I'm just going to come back with that rig to make sure I'm getting it in there. Oh, blooming typical, innit? That flipping wind. Right, come on. Let's shove it across. That is nuts. Oh dear, no. Getting a bit windy now, folks, but you see, I'm not going to leave it. I'm going to wait until I can bring it back and position that rig right. I'll drop that now. That should be about right. Right, don't strike hard, Andrew. Don't strike hard. Oh, blooming heck, what are we on there? We're on something then, folks. Right, come on. Looking like a stone or something then. Oh, a little fast bite as well. That wind is not making things easy, folks. Get into position. It needs to go further over. Flipping heck. I don't think we've ever been here and it's not been blooming windy. Oh, that was a little dink as well then. Right, come on, this time. Just need to wait for a calm bit in the wind and then we'll get one. Come on. Come on. I suppose that's the beauty of fishing over depth though. If it is a little bit windy and it is blowing your float a little bit and your float's flicking around, you're still going to have that bait still because you're fishing over depth, so there's line on the bottom, if that makes sense. Come on, that's settled nice now. Come on. Go on the carps. Oh! Nearly had him. We'll have him this time. He'll still be there. They're like, not had any commotion. Nothing spooked off. We'll have him this time. Come on. Now I've had a bit of baiting as well. Unless, like, obviously if I catch a fish or have a bow wave, I'm not going to feed it. I'm going to leave it 5 minutes now. Because there's a little bit of bait going in. Oh! Flipping quick, aren't they? You know they're all. Oh, yep. Nope. Shows how good them pellets are though, folks, isn't it? They're staying on. Proper clamping down here, folks. Come on. No, stop it. Right, there we go, we're in. Come on. No. Oh dear. Let's leave it, Andrew, it's gonna go. Come on. It's one of them things you've got to contend with sometimes, folks. It's horrible, but unfortunately it's one of them things when you're fishing at distance. So I'm gonna give it this last go. Little dink then. Forgot to strike though. Come on. A little dink. That was just some small fishing, because I've not having any bow waves. There might be some little goujons in, or might be little skimmery bobs over there. I think it needs another feed, that's what it needs. Yeah, they're small fish, Sam. I'd say they were small fish anyway. The fact that I'm not getting any bow waves, or they're not colouring that water up, tells me that there could be little bobby fish. Oh, this is calm now. Right, what I'm going to do, well, it's a bit calm. I'm going to come back and feed again, because we're due another feed. Come back, feed again. Change that up bait, even though it's absolutely perfect. Put another one on. And then we'll go and catch one this time. That wind stays as it is. No, it's getting up right on cue. Yeah. Typical. Oh yeah, typical. Knew that'd happen, didn't we, folks? Knew that'd happen. We'll try it anyway, though. That's it. Oh, that's going in alright, actually. Right, this time then. That's what we want. Oh, there's one on that straight away. There, little fish. Tiny little fish, Sam. Need them carp to come in. So if I was out this in a match and, you know, you're getting a few small fish indications, then you just put a big pot in. You know, a big pot fixes everything. Or use more selective baits, you know, corn or something like that. Or double worm or something. Ooh, these are. Or double worm or something. They're not small fish, are they? Probably blooming F1s. But again, you saw that, obviously dead slow bite, but because it was over depth, it almost hooked itself, that one. Very good, very nice, that's what we want, folks. Hook yourself, because I can't flipping strike and hook them. I'm sure they were small fish, so. This might be F1. But it's such an effective way of fishing now. Imagine, obviously, like extreme conditions, and we're still getting the odd bite. Imagine when conditions are brilliant. It's so good. What are you saying, Jakey? Carp or F1? Don't wait for you to look at it, Jake. I'm calling it an F1. He's not, he's keeping stum until he sees it. Not a little fish anyway, is it? Come on, the fishies. They're flipping angry. Always been angry in here. Angry and immaculate. Oh, it's another little baby carp. That was F1. And there's a bit of colour over there now as well, which is good. Another little popular. One of the populars. Right, we'll get him in. Come on, the populars. Might be the same one. Flipping heck, they don't know when to give up. Come here. Absolutely ridiculous they are, folks. Stunning though. Come on. Come on. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Yes! Right, another popular. So you saw that time, obviously I got my bait in nice, missed that first little one, and then what I was on about before, like the beauty of fishing over depth, you could see the float moving off to the side and it almost hooked itself. Yeah, it was already swimming that way when we hooked it, so beautiful little popular that. And I think there's pretty much not more, 7 out of 10 that one, Jakey. There's pretty much not much more to go through. Just keep an eye on, obviously, the feeding is the main one. Look at that, beautiful little popular again. A little bit smaller than the last one, but stunning fish they are. Just keep an eye on the bait that you're feeding, yeah? So, oh, look at the conditions now, folks, flipping heck. If you have it where, you know, the fish come in and sort of scour the bottom out, your bait's going everywhere, got to come back and feed it again. Feed after every single fish or whatever comes first. If you've got 5 minutes without a bite, come back, feed it again. But certainly if you bump a fish and you're seeing them bow waves, come back, feed it. Try different hook baits, you know, if you're getting mad with a little babby fish, then corn, single, double corn, big bit of worm, or maybe a different coloured expander, but certainly using, like I've done today, a bigger standout bait, it just makes such a difference. And if you've not tried it already, folks, you need to get on that bad boy, because as I say, everyone's using mussels at the minute. It's the in bait and the fish are absolutely loving it. So get on that, fish a big bait over the top so you don't get any problems whatsoever. As always, folks, if you've liked what you've seen, please, please, please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and that'll tell you when we're putting out these fantastic videos. But until then, I'm going to go and catch me some more while it's calm. Hey, go on, the fish is.